We're in a dry riverbed, which gets filled with water during the rainy season. Right now, it's the dry season. One thing that's very unfortunate, I'll tell you in a minute.
Now, okay. Yeah? Hey. You didn't do here.
You can finally see the mountains. This, on the very left side, is the one I'm aiming at. Not to be confused with that tall one. I'm aiming at this one. But soon I will lose my guide, and then it will be the adventure from there. Sema tena.
Mimi taka saidia wewe peleka paka Idindiri.
Sawa sawa.
Idindiri, alafu kijiji Kisondoko, Masasi. Tayari.
Sawa sawa.
So hapa Makungua karibu.
And wewe Rudi?
Paka Idindiri.
Wewe Rudi Kushamba?
Baadaye lakini. Makungua sasa hivi. Ndareta tayari. Sasa Makungua.
Well, my mountain by my house that used to be visible and big has now turned into nothing. Just fog. Can't even barely see it in the horizon. Alright. He's got a friend in this village, so we're gonna go see him. He'll probably have a tool to fix the bike. Hey. Hey, kijiji wa Idindiri.
Ako rafiki shora.
Hey. Idindiri. Ooh, look at the artwork. Alright. Now I just passed a village behind me where these boys on the bikes are coming from water. Now I'm following this trail, and they said it's about a 2-hour walk to the Maasai village, Masasi. And I just passed Kisondoko, which is a very tiny village. So I've got a little ways ahead of me. Amani, my neighbor, my friend, and my guide stopped in Kisondoko and said he's going back home. So I get to do the rest of the journey myself. And now I am out in the middle of nowhere. I thought Busi was the middle of nowhere, but I'm getting closer to the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, now I'm definitely off the big path and I'm on this tiny one, and I'm very unclear as to where I'm going. I'm long over the mountain. The mountain is now on the horizon behind me. And now I see way far up ahead, and they say it's still like 5 kilometers from here. So we'll see on this little tiny trail into the middle of nowhere. The only good sign is there's a Maasai coming towards me on this trail, so that's a good thing. And I just have to say that even when you're out here in the absolute middle of nowhere, you can still see the young kids all in their skinny jeans and dressed up and going to their loud music. It was pretty funny to walk with those guys for a minute or two. Alright. Well, hey, salama.
Salama.
See, you can see now in front of me is a Maasai coming. Hey, Masasi?
Hey,
Hey.
Masasi.
Hiya.
Salama.
Salama.
Habari.
I'm really lucky I asked where to go back in that tiny village, because I was on the big trail, which is like a road. I mean, wide enough for a donkey cart, and I walked way off to go to a house to ask them where Masasi was, and they told me to go on this little trail, which is going in the opposite direction of that big road. So who knows where I would have ended up. But now it seems like I'm on the right track. I just asked that guy where Masasi was, and he said on this trail, and then he wanted to know, everyone wants to know why you're going there. So I said, just to visit, and they don't understand that either. So even when you think you're speaking the language right, they may not understand why or what you're doing. I said, Kuzuru is to visit, or no longer vi is just to look and hang out or whatever. And so I was saying, Kuzuru vi, Kuzuru bas. And he's like, huh? No longer vi, no longer vi. He's like, oh, no longer vi. Yay. He was excited. So at first he said, Pika Picha, which is, are you going to take pictures? And I said, no, I'm just going to visit friends. Which I really don't have any, but they understand that. Okay. I just had a awkward but funny run-in. Some people and one man, must have been older, maybe late 50s. They're coming up behind me quickly, and I'm like, okay, I turn around. They signal me to stop and slow down, and so I stopped and waited. I thought they just wanted to greet me and talk and stuff. But instead he kept asking, why are you going? Why'd you take a picture of Kisindoko? Why are you taking a picture? What are you doing? And I was like, I'm just taking a picture, like going there to visit. Why are you going to Masasi? To take pictures? No, I'm just going to visit. Well, then he kept asking. Pretty soon he was telling me, I have to pay, but I kept telling him I didn't understand what he was saying. I have to pay 100 shillings for each picture that I took, and all this stuff. And then he's saying, give me a picture. He just couldn't understand. I just said, no, I'm just taking them back to my family. We're not selling them. We don't do anything with them. Just whatever. But he just kept being belligerent. And finally I was like, all right, koheri, see ya, badai, bye. Turned around and walked away. And then they all started kind of snickering, like, the kids started snickering, like, oh, he totally got it. Sometimes out here you just have to call their bluff. They try to get money for everything. Okay, so this is crazy. I got to what I thought was Masasi, and they said it was. I come up to a couple of Maasai people, and they say, oh yeah, we know those people you're asking about, but they live really far away. I'm like, oh great, that's terrible. I'm dead tired. I've been walking for hours and hours. I come, all of a sudden, a picky comes up. A guy in a picky comes up, and he says, hey, you know, ask the whole story, where are you going, all this stuff. So I told him, then he said, he'll take me if I pay for gas. I have been on this picky for 15 minutes. I can't imagine if I had to walk that far. And now we're stopping at his farm, and then we're going to continue on to Jacob and London. It's just crazy. I couldn't have walked this. This would have taken me an entire day to walk. So anyway, here I am, waiting for him at his farm. He's going to come back, and then we're going to go into the Masasi downtown area, I think, because the guy mentioned something about a dookie, which is a shop, and I'm going to buy him gas for his motorcycle. So, alright. Okay. I'm at the back of the huts, because they can't see me. All the huts are in a circle, just like absolute classic. And it's amazing, even if you're out on the trail behind us, there's a trail right there. You can't even see the huts. I'm inside the little hut. They cook right next to the bed. There's one bed. There's the bed that I slept on. The grain sacks. It's actually a big cow hide laid down. Here's the meat from last night that we butchered and didn't cook. Here's the other little room, the other little bed. And here's the entryway. And that's the door out.